Good afternoon again. Good afternoon. Good afternoon again, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go on to international football. This is the first time I'll be presenting to you about international football. Be talking more about international football for the first time. We saw that, it was the World Cup qualifiers did begin, especially in South America. We saw three games that took place already yesterday, last night. The first one being between Paraguay, taking on Peru. It did result in a disappointing 0-0 draw, 0-0 draw between the two sides. Both sides kicking off their qualifying World Cup qualifying campaign for 2026 with a disappointing goalless draw, with Peru being reduced to 10 men after they had their players sent off in the 45th minute of that game. So, moving on to the next game, of course, we saw Colombia take on Venezuela. It was meant to be a tough game. It was meant to be a titanic battle. Venezuela haven't qualified for the World Cup since 2002. They haven't played at the World Cup since 2002. So this hopefully they were hoping to go into this game, maybe hoping to get some points, hoping to end their drought of not being able to play at the World Cup, participate in any World Cup finals. But again, it was not a good start for Venezuela. Unfortunately, they slumped to a 1-0 defeat away to Colombia at the Estadio Metropolitano, the stadium in Bogota, Colombia, the capital city of Colombia, Bogota. Colombia going on to win the game 1-0, thanks to a goal by Rafael Santos Borré, with a great cross from Don Arias. We know Rafael Santos Borré is a great striker. We see him, he's a player who knows how to find the back of the net. We've seen him doing it in the German Bundesliga. Currently, he does play for Werder Bremen. He applies his trade at Werder Bremen in the German Bundesliga. He is on loan from Eintracht Frankfurt. So he's the one who got Colombia to a perfect winning start. Obviously, Colombia were dominant in the game. We saw they had a number of chances. Unfortunately, we saw Luis Diaz as well cutting in from the left-hand side, trying to cut in and, hit those shots with his powerful right foot. But I don't think he was clinical enough. We saw a lot of his shots were off target, but he had pretty much of a decent game. We saw Captain Juan Cuadrado. He was also on form. He also did influence the game in a way. But then Colombia, great start for Colombia. Hopefully this could boost their confidence. Even at the back, they were very solid with Yerry Mina, keeping the defense very solid, very compact, and ensuring that they keep the Venezuelan strikers at bay, like Solomon Rondon, Martinez of Inter Miami. They did very well, Colombia, and kudos goes to them. Well, in the other game, we saw Argentina take on Ecuador. Defending World Cup champions, Argentina take on Ecuador. It was a tough game. Argentina were dominant, as obvious. They had great chances. Lautaro Martinez hitting the uprights. We saw Enzo Fernandez also had a few chances here and there. We saw Rodrigo De Paul on form, creating those chances. We saw even he had a shot that was saved from the Ecuadorian goalkeeper. We also saw Ecuador, they did have a few number of chances with Enner Valencia. Enner Valencia was the most lively player for Ecuador, but unfortunately it wasn't meant to be for Ecuador. They were just not clinical enough in front of goal. So it was like really nothing much that they could do to trouble the Argentine defense and the goalkeeper, Emiliano Martinez, because most of the opportunities that they had were pretty tame, easy for them to be, dealt with by the Argentine goalkeeper. We saw Enner Valencia did kind of have two openings, but I think, like I said, he was not very technical in front of goal. He was just not at his best. Hopefully he will improve going into the next games. But then, as well as we saw with Argentina, they had many chances. Tagliafico also had a chance, but he was just unlucky to place the shot over the bar. Lautaro Martinez was lively up front. It was just not meant to be for him. But Argentina, what's important that they did secure all 3 points thanks to a course. Who else? Who else but Lionel Messi scoring a great free kick, wonderful set piece, putting Argentina in the lead in the 78th minute of the game. Wonderful free kick. GOAT, the GOAT, the greatest player of all time, Lionel Messi, doing it again. Whenever his country needs him, when the team needs him, he delivers. Scoring from a great set piece, great free kick from the 7-time Ballon d'Or winner, who might even go on to win his record 8th Ballon d'Or. Amazing, astonishing, great. Argentina off to a perfect start in the World Cup qualifiers. 3 points already in the bag, and we'll see. It seems to only get better from here and here. Everybody wants to beat Argentina. Of course, everybody wants to beat Argentina. Every team wants to beat Argentina. Argentina is the team to beat. And we see Argentina, they don't want to make any room for complacency. They want to continue with the consistency. They want to continue with the great performances. We saw also some sort of transitions. They were also without Manchester United centre-back Lisandro Martinez, who's out on injury. He sustained an injury in the Sunday afternoon kickoff against Arsenal, sustaining an injury in the second half of that 3-1 defeat at the Emirates, and he was later on to be replaced by Harry Maguire. We saw it was a great all-round performance from Argentina. So Enzo Fernandez now wears number 8, with Leandro Paredes taking the number 5 jersey. Also, Di Maria was also lively as he came on as an impact substitute. Inflicted some change in the game. I think Argentina were very lively in the game. They were very lively, and hopefully they can just keep up with this momentum, continue performing, continue giving the fans more to shout about. And yeah, it seems like they're not willing to stop at any time. They seem to